guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, we have a very special update to bring you because just yesterday, we closed the very first all-time high daily candlestick. Now, I want to be clear on this, we have not broken all-time high as of yet, but yesterday, we managed to close a candlestick higher than we ever have when Bitcoin closed its daily candlestick right around $64,300. That is a major development on Bitcoin, and it comes just a few days after we closed the highest weekly chart candlestick in the history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency ever. Now what we want to do is we want to break all-time high, and in this video, we're going to talk about how exactly that might transpire. Guys, we have a ton of technical analysis for you in like 6 different points that we want to make having to do with on-chain metrics and fundamentals. We want to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin futures ETF that launched a couple of days ago. We have so much to talk about today because I know you guys want to know, when are we breaking all-time high? What's that going to look like? We're going to break down all of that and more in today's stream. Before we even get started, drop a +1 Bitcoin in chat for how well it's been doing. Guys, Bitcoin has rallied $23,000 in the span of just under a month. We are super excited about that, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of this year. But before we get started, I do want to bring in my 2 co-hosts because I am joined, as always, by Mr. T.A. Tim himself. How you doing, Tim?
What's up, everybody? I am ready for the day.
Boom. That was fast. All right. Well, shout out to Tim. Are you currently the holder of the HODL trophy, Tim? Oof. I actually feel bad because I was trying to throw you a bump. I thought you were holding it this week, Tim. I'm really not trying to roast you.
That was quite rude.
I'm dead serious. I thought you were the one holding. Anyway, speaking of holding the HODL trophy,
it makes sense you would think I was holding it because it is a frequent occurrence.
No, I thought it was Tim holding it.
I see right through that. No, listen, I see right through that.
Speaking of the other person who's holding the HODL trophy, Smay, how are you doing?
It's me. Although I just want to say, you are very clearly not telling the truth there because there's literally right next to his face a picture of me holding the HODL trophy.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm trying to introduce the show. Dang it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we are joined as always by Smay. How you doing, Smay?
Guys, I am very good. I have a light on me now.
Yeah, he's out of the dark.
Asking about it. Now, this is not the light that I will be bringing soon, but this is a light. So, there you go.
Pretty dope light. He has a little ring light, and we are upgrading the set slowly but surely, guys. Yeah. We got a great show lined up for you today. Before we get started, I do want to mention, and I'll show you on my screen, that today's video is brought to you by our very own Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. You can see it right here. We have over 40 videos and over 12 hours of high-quality educational content here where I teach you absolutely everything I know about technical analysis. So everything that you see us doing in today's live stream, you can learn how to do just that with these videos. Some examples are how the cryptocurrency markets are a game of statistics and probabilities and how you need to understand risk and reward. I teach you how to plan and execute profitable trades because that's something that you don't actually find many people teaching you. It's very important that you understand. All of that and more can be found with the link in the description box down below. But with that said, let's jump onto the Bitcoin chart because as you guys know, Bitcoin is doing some things that we don't want to miss right now. Now, before I get any confusion here, I want to clarify what we mean by a new all-time high daily chart candlestick close. Let's look at this. Yesterday's candlestick closed at $64,280. I'm going to go ahead and draw a flat level of resistance right there. It's actually support now because we're above it at the moment. But if we look back to earlier this year, actually, when we hit an all-time high on April the 14th, tax day, at $64,950, we did not close a daily chart candlestick up there. What we just did is we closed the highest daily chart candlestick in the history of Bitcoin, and actually out on the weekly chart, we've done the same thing as well. You can see we closed a weekly chart candlestick earlier on, not too long ago, sitting here around 61,570. We had never closed a weekly chart candlestick up there either. So we have not technically broken all-time high yet. I think it might be around the corner, but we have indeed done a very good job with moving to the upside. Really quickly, it looks like I'm having a devices issue. Can jump off of the trading view real quick? We're trying to update our trading view because we are having some issues with devices, but there we go. Guys, I also want to mention a few things here on the weekly chart because there's actually quite a bit of bullishness going on the weekly chart that you need to be aware of. The first thing that I want to show you here is this. There is a 3 white soldiers candlestick formation that formed here on the weekly chart. This is something that I've shown you before, but I want to show you again because it's actually very, very important. The 3 white soldiers candlestick formation showed up several several times during previous bull markets. In fact, right here during this rally in late July and on into August, we saw the same thing form. We saw 3 very large, equally sized candlesticks with small or negligible lower wicks. That is what a 3 white soldiers candlestick is, and we actually talk about 3 white soldiers in CT2A as well. Now, we've seen them form many, many times. We saw one form right here. This is not the best example of a 3 white soldiers because this candlestick is a little bit small, but you can see these 3 consecutive candlesticks with small lower wicks. That was a half decent example of a 3 white soldiers. We also saw another example right over here in April and May of 2019, and if you go back in history, you're going to find a plethora of examples during bull markets. It's a very good thing that we have seen that happen. But on top of that, about a month ago, we saw this form. This is called a bullish engulfing candlestick formation, and basically what it means is that this green candlestick is larger than the red candlestick that came before it. This was a bullish reversal sign. We showed you guys this 3 weeks ago, and it is one of the overarching things that has led us to be very bullish recently. And by the way, guys, I forgot to mention earlier, I always do, but I want to tell you how the show's broken down today. We're going to be talking about the bullish technicals and fundamentals here for the next 20 minutes or so. Then we're going to jump into an intermission, read some super chats, interact with you guys. Then we're going to talk about our bearish technicals, of which I don't think there are many, but Tim is going to bring up a few things. And then we're going to jump into a discussion about where we think Bitcoin is going over the next 7 to 30 days. So stay tuned. That's kind of the outline for today's show. But jumping back onto my screen, we can look here at the Bollinger Bands also on the weekly chart. I want to show you something interesting here. Take a look at the Bollinger Bands. We have seen a lot of widening starting on the Bollinger Bands over the last couple of weeks. That is very significant because the Bollinger Bands have actually been constricting on themselves ever since April and on into May. We need to see these Bollinger Bands widen the same way we see whenever we go into major bull markets. We want to see that occur, and that's what we're seeing happen over the last 2 weeks. We're seeing the Bollinger Bands widen. That's a very good sign. On top of that, another thing to look at here is that we've actually breached outside of the upper band on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. If you look back on the history of Bitcoin, we only ever do that when we are not only in an uptrend, but when we are in a remarkably strong uptrend. So the fact that we've done that indicates to me and indicates to all of our analysis that we are seeing a ton of strength on Bitcoin, the kind of strength that you need to start punching through all-time high resistance, which, as we know, is incredibly strong. So the weekly chart is very, very bullish right now. We want to know that so that we know what the long-term outlook is on Bitcoin. Really quickly, let's run through all of our technicals and we'll draw some conclusions here in a second. The first thing I want to show you on the daily chart is that Lux Algo is still a strong buy. We've been moving to the upside under this strong buy signal since the 4th of October. That is a very good thing. Obviously, we've had no bearish price action, no reason for that to flip just yet, but I want to make sure that you were aware of it. Another thing to show you on Market Cipher shows up down here. Market Cipher is looking pretty bullish right now. Momentum is staying steady and continuing to move to the upside. The RSIs up here are moving to the upside. We also see that money flow is doing pretty well. VWAP's pretty flat, but that's because we're in a pretty consistent trend. But the fact is, money flow has jumped up quite a bit over the last week or so. So Market Cipher on the daily chart looks pretty bullish indeed. Another thing to show you here is on VPVR. Remember, over the last month or so, we have been talking quite a bit about this little blip right here on VPVR, how this shows up as the level of support or resistance that we need to get above or below. We were talking about how we're a ball sitting on top of this hill and we either need to roll up or roll down. We have decided so far to roll up. We're currently rolling down the hill, and all of this VPVR resistance that we had a month ago has now turned into VPVR support. Very, very bullish thing. Definitely going to help to keep this market moving to the upside. Now, another thing I want to show you is an indicator from the Market Cipher pack. You can see here that these two numbers right here, this 14 under today's candlestick and then this 13 under yesterday's candlestick, this is coming from a part of Market Cipher called the DBSI. If you want to sign up for Market Cipher, you can do so at the link in the description box down below, by the way. These two lower candlestick numbers right here are giving us a lot of information. They're telling us that we have a lot of bullish momentum. That's what it's telling us. It's saying, hey, the bulls are strong right now, and we have reason to be confident in them. On top of that, if we look at another indicator down here called Lux Oscillator, Lux Oscillator is a really interesting one that I've been doing a lot of research with. It's in the Lux Algo pack, and we can see that we have had a bunch of upward momentum here on what's known as the Lux Oscillator. We're going to be breaking down how all of these different indicators work in future, but for right now, I just want you to know that this is moving to the upside, and that is a very, very good thing. Now, moving on, there's one final thing I want to show you on the daily chart that's bullish. And that's the fact that the last 2 days have seen increasing volume. We can even see that the volume moving average here has been gradually moving to the upside. Volume is doing very, very well, and therefore Bitcoin is doing very well. We want to see high volume because high volume means what? It means strong bulls. That is exactly what that means. So quickly, let's run through 4-hourly and hourly chart because we got to get to some of this news, guys. I have so many different things that I want to show you that we're going to be getting to here in a second, so stay tuned. But down on the 4-hourly chart, I want to show you Lux Algo really quickly. Lux Algo, obviously, you could probably guess this if you use the indicator enough. It's still bullish. Just want to make sure you were aware of that. But also, if we look at our candlestick here, something very important has happened over the last couple of hours. There was a red-green-red formation that formed overnight, but right now we are seeing what's known as a bullish engulfing candlestick formation. This bullish engulfing candlestick formation is a very important candlestick formation. Why? Because normally whenever you see them, one's right here, one's right here. I'm just looking back, finding examples. One's right here. It almost always leads to an uptrend. The fact that we had the bears come in and the bulls came in stronger is a good indication that the bulls are the ones that are in charge. Now, one final thing to show you here on the 4-hourly chart is that over the last 24 hours, we have seen the Bollinger Bands start to widen quite a bit. What does that mean? That means that the Bollinger Bands are showing that there's a lot more momentum in Bitcoin. It's showing that the Bitcoin market has much more momentum now than it did a day ago, and that we are trying to push up here towards all-time high. Remember, guys, we need a lot of volatility so that we can try and get above that $65,000 level. It's going to be difficult, but we need that volatility to help us get there. Now, a couple more things that I want to show you on the hourly chart, and then we're going to get into some of this news. Shows up over here on the 4-hourly chart. On the 1-hourly chart, there was actually a rising wedge that has been in play for quite some time. You can see it right here. There was a level of resistance right there, uptrending level of support right there. Instead of breaking bearish out of this rising wedge like we said it might do, Bitcoin actually followed the first scenario that I outlined 2 videos ago, I think, and it broke to the upside and is trading sideways. What I had a feeling was going to happen is that Bitcoin was going to trade sideways below all-time high for a little bit. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be 62, 63, 64, but the point is I think we're going to see some sideways momentum. We actually broke bullish out of this rising wedge. That is a very good sign. Now, we have a little bit of an update on that rising wedge that we're going to talk about in a little bit, and just so you have a little bit of a preamble to that, it looks like this. So we're kind of still in a rising wedge. We're going to get to that in the bearish segment, but for right now, at least the one that we were looking at has broken bullish. One final thing to show you, I want to show you Market Cipher a little bit down here. The first thing to show you is that the money flow has been gradually increasing. It's pretty much stagnated down here on the 1-hourly chart, but the RSIs are moved to the upside, and we're seeing a green dot come in on momentum. Momentum's moving to the upside, and VWAP is increasing, meaning that Bitcoin has been moving in the right direction over the last couple of hours. All told, the 1-hourly chart is very bullish right now, and we are primed and ready for something, some kind of catalyst, some kind of exciting event to come in and break this market to the upside. So in 7 minutes, I just broke down like 15 different technical indicators. I know that was a lot. As always, I want you to know I'm going to break down what all of this means for anyone who's newer here. I remember when I was getting into cryptocurrency. Hang on a second. Take a look at my chart. We might be watching it happen live. Ooh, look at my screen really quickly. Take a look at this. Bitcoin is moving up. We might be about to break all-time high. We just touched it. All-time high is at $64,900. We broke it. We just broke all-time high. Woo! Oh, all-time high. Woo! I love whenever stuff like this happens while we're live. I was watching, I'm like, that's more volatility than I'm used to. I don't know about all this. So we're going to be watching this for the next couple of minutes, and I'm going to put the show content map on pause because everything that I was going to talk about backs up my opinion.
Oh my gosh,
that we are going to have 65. A break relatively soon. What do you say, Smay?
It's already hitting 65.
I know. It's
which means
65.
I definitely lost this week, by the way. I just want you guys to know that. That means I lost.
I thought you had 65.
I did, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah, but we're
definitely gonna see a correction.
Okay. What do you think's gonna happen here, Smay? Keep it on the screen while you're talking.
I think people are gonna definitely try to take profits here. Like wherever this all-time high kind of reaches and it settles, people are going to take their profits, and we're probably going to see correction on Friday.
Yeah, it's potential, but at the same time, Bitcoin is at 65,600. Look, this is what I was talking about, guys. This is, okay, so just backing up. Remember to 5 minutes ago, I was talking about those Bollinger Bands on the 4-hourly chart. Why did I mention that? The reason I mentioned those Bollinger Bands on the 4-hourly chart is because it means that there's a lot of volatility in the space. The volatility in the space is really important because it means that there's pent-up exuberance. All of this movement here over the last like 20 minutes or so has shown that there has been a ton of pent-up exuberance in the market. When that volatility happens, it's a powder keg. Anything can come along and light it, and then everything starts going crazy. Guys, to be honest with you, right now, Bitcoin could crash $5,000 in the next hour, or it could rally $5,000 in the next hour, and we just got to wait and see. It's kind of hard to predict how an explosion is going to look. I mean, you can say, hey, an explosion is going to be of this magnitude, but you don't have any idea how that explosion is going to go. If it's going to be mostly over here or mostly over there. You have an explosion, you know there's going to be power, but you don't know exactly where it's going to go. That's what we're looking at right now on Bitcoin. There is an explosion going on right now. The market is absolutely exploding. We have rallied in just the last 5 minutes $1,300. Now, in my tenure here in cryptocurrency, I have seen rallies bigger than this. The fact of the matter remains, this is what happens whenever you see an all-time high tested. You will see something try to break out. So here are the two scenarios that can happen from here. Either one, Bitcoin will maintain this rally and shoot straight up to $70,000. We've broken $66,000 at the moment, so that's probably the more likely scenario. The second potential is that Bitcoin scam wicks its way up here and then crashes hard. I am not in that camp personally. I think that Bitcoin is going to move very, very fast because of psychology. We talk about it in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, and the reason I'm plugging it here is so that you know that this is something that you need to know. In CT2A, we talk about a concept called mass psychology. You have to think of the market as one individual. You have to think of the market as one person, not as 100 million people working in the space, but as one person. And I just want to clarify, we're looking at the screen, right, Smay?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I'm
not taking
do not take us off the screen.
I know better than to take you off the screen.
Good. I figured you did. So the thing that you guys need to understand right now is that concept of mass psychology. This is where that's applicable. This is a great application for that. You have to understand how the masses are thinking. What are the masses thinking right now? Well, let's look at the chart and let's try and figure it out. The masses seem to be thinking this. Okay, we broke all-time high. Go. Buy. We're going to go to $70,000. We rally up to $66,200. Then some people say, I'm in profit. Should I take profit like Tim? We just had yesterday 2 different people in our office say, man, we're sitting right below all-time high. Should I sell?
Yep.
You know, it's funny. In the show map today, which is pretty much going out the window at the moment, we're going to try and get back on the rails if Bitcoin calms down. One of the questions I had for Tim, and I can go ahead and ask you this right now, is, Tim, should people sell their Bitcoin now that we've hit all-time high? That's something that Taylor, your wife, and Manny, our CFO, asked yesterday.
This is the advice they both asked. Should I sell? And I was like, well, first of all, why did you automatically just say you should sell just because we're about to hit all-time high? Second of all, what are we talking about? Are we talking about your holding portfolio? Are we talking about your investing portfolio? Or are we talking about your trading portfolio? Because either way, I would say wait a little bit for it to come down before you do either one of them. But for sure, investing portfolio, do not touch it, especially if you're in the camp of believing that we are going upwards of $100,000. Why would you touch that? The chances of you jumping off the train and jumping back on the train in the right spot, it's not very good. Now, if you want to take some profit with your trading portfolio, go right ahead. It's actually probably pretty smart because I do think we're going to have a small correction. What's hard, though, is especially if you're not up to date on everything that's happening, is if you jump off the train now, when the train starts moving again, will you miss it then? Will you miss your buying opportunity? Go ahead and leave your investing portfolio alone. It will be fine. It's going to be great. You know, you're good.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. What we need to know is that the psychology right now is in 2 camps, and everything hinges on psychology. All the technical analysis I just showed you, all of it was to try and figure out when is Bitcoin going to break all-time high. Well, it just did it. So all the technical analysis I was going to show you is not obsolete, but it needs updating. The fact of the matter is right now there are 2 camps. There's the camp, oh my gosh, should I sell? Bitcoin just hit all-time high. I can make so much money because my portfolio is at an all-time high. And then there's the other camp that says, oh my gosh, we just hit all-time high. I'm going to buy and I'm going to FOMO in because we're going to go to 150,000. By the way, hit the like button for Bitcoin hitting all-time high. I think that's the least that we can do. Smash that like button if you are enjoying today's stream. Now, with that said, the 2 camps are as follows. Should I sell? Should I buy? Obviously, that's how it always goes. It's the bulls and the bears. But what you need to know about them is that right now both factions are like 100 times stronger than they normally are. They're literally like 100 times stronger than they normally are. The bulls are thinking, man, Bitcoin's going to 100, it's going to 200, it's going to 300, I'm going to buy a ton of it. We broke all-time high. And the bears are saying, oh man, I just made a bunch of money, should I sell? Here's the thing, I think the bulls are going to win that war between the two of them because many of the bears that said, hey, should I sell? They just sold. Yeah, a lot of people that wanted to sell just got out because Bitcoin just rallied 50% in 23 days. So a lot of the bears that were going to sell, personally, I think already have. So I'm going to go out on a limb here on very little information because right now we've broken all-time high 7 minutes ago. I don't have much going on with this as far as technicals because none exist at this current state in the market. But I will tell you what I have seen happen in my experience. I've been in the cryptocurrency market for over 4.5 years now. In crypto, I have witnessed many major breakouts. I've witnessed like 10 all-time high breakouts, one last year and then like 10 of them in 2017. What Bitcoin normally does is it normally has a small break to the upside above the all-time high level, maybe 1% above it. And then what happens from there is that it flags out a little bit, and then it has the actual leg up. That's what will happen oftentimes. And one of the points I want to make here is that we've talked about on the channel, hey, I could see Bitcoin trading sideways below all-time high for up to a week and a half. We just broke all-time high. What gives? Well, see, where I'm getting the information that we could have traded sideways for a week and a half is from the market that we saw in 2020 when Bitcoin sat below all-time high. But here's the deal. When we sat below all-time high in 2020, Bitcoin clearly did not have anywhere near as much exuberance as it does right now. And also, the resistance level at $65,000 was not as strong as the resistance level was at $20,000. So, Bitcoin broke out earlier, and it managed to have this big rally right now instead of in a week. Here is the main point of this entire stream. This is the whole thing that we wanted to tell you guys in this stream, not knowing that it was going to break out while we were live. The whole point of this stream was going to be this. Bitcoin is sitting right below all-time high, and it has gotten here on fumes. There's FOMO in the cryptocurrency market, but there is nothing compared to what's coming. What do I mean? Well, some of these stories, and I'm going to jump back onto the chart every 30 seconds or so I keep you guys up to date, but I'm watching the price. If the price does anything, I'm going to switch back, so don't worry, but I want to show you a couple of the other articles that we're going to talk about here. The first Bitcoin futures ETF trades nearly $1 billion in one day. This story right here, in my opinion, is one of the things that helped Bitcoin to have this big old rally. Essentially, what this story is talking about is that when that Bitcoin futures ETF debuted that we were talking about and that everybody's been hyped up about, it debuted as one of the largest Bitcoin ETFs in history with over $1 billion in trading volume in the first day. If you look in the history books, there is only one time that that has ever been topped, and it was from a different kind of carbon ETF that launched earlier on this year, and that already had some different things going on. It's kind of an apples to oranges comparison. There is a strong argument to be made by many that the Bitcoin ETF that debuted earlier this week was the largest ETF debut in human history. Period. That shows you the level of enthusiasm that is in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency right now. And here is what you need to know. It hasn't even gotten started yet. Like I said, the whole narrative of this show, the whole point that we wanted to make to you was this. Bitcoin is sitting right below all-time high, and it is sitting below all-time high on fumes. The only people that are talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency right now are, in fact, the people that are institutions, the people that are here every day, the people that are diehard crypto fans. The mainstream media is nowhere to be found right now. They're all talking about supply chain issues, and they're talking about, politics. Bitcoin is not on the front page of CNBC right now. Bitcoin is not on the front page of MSNBC right now. It's not on the front page of Fox or CNN. It's not. The mainstream media is talking about other things. Now that Bitcoin has just broken all-time high, I guarantee you within 60 minutes of me saying this, a news article on every single major publication on the planet is going to come out saying Bitcoin broke all-time high, and you're going to have 10 million people that were invested in Bitcoin 6 months ago, got bored and left, are going to go open their Coinbase and they're going to go and buy some. Here's what I think is going to happen because there's two major scenarios. Either one, we are going to see Bitcoin do what I have seen it do so many times, which is it's going to flag out here, wait for everybody to realize that there was a breakout, because news travels fast on the internet, but it doesn't travel instantly. It's going to take half an hour, 2 hours for the majority of the people that are outside of crypto right now, but that are in crypto in some way, shape, or form. Those people that are like here, but not really, all the kind of crypto noobs, if you will. It's going to take a couple hours for them to realize, and we're going to see a big movement to the upside, and we might even see a $70,000 Bitcoin today. That is one scenario. I am personally in that camp. I've seen it happen many times. The second scenario is this. As Kelly just said in chat, there could be a back test down here to the all-time high, and if we do have a back test down to all-time high, this point right here is of paramount importance, because if we manage to hold $65,000 here, that is going to confirm to us that we have broken all-time high. Now, I want to clarify something with you. What I am showing you right now, this chart is the 1 minute chart. Okay? It's the 1 minute chart. We broke bullish 11 minutes ago. This is very, very much new. We have not seen a daily candlestick close up here. We have not seen a weekly candlestick close up here, a 4-hourly, or even just yet an hourly chart candlestick. Bitcoin has broken all-time high. The new all-time high has been set at $66,200, but we still have not set a confirmation up here. Confirming a candlestick close up here on the minute chart is nowhere near as significant as like an hourly chart candlestick close, which, by the way, we're going to see in 5 minutes. That's going to be a big deal. If we're still up here in 5 minutes, which I think we will be, that's going to be huge. An hourly chart candlestick close up here gives a lot more legitimacy to this rally than what we are seeing right now. Not to say this is an illegitimate rally. I don't want to make that, I don't want you guys to think that that's what I'm saying, because that's not what I'm saying. But we do want to see more legitimacy by us staying up here longer. Now, what I think we're going to see happen, and I've already said this, but I'm saying this for all the people that are tuning in because a bunch of people just joined the stream, and I want you to know what's going on. What we are seeing right now is Bitcoin has broken all-time high. We have rallied about 2-3% above. We set the new all-time high 2% above at 66,200. And my opinion is this: we are going to see Bitcoin trade kind of sideways at some point, moving to the upside. I think this kind of inclination of slightly moving to the upside is going to continue. Yeah. And then we're going to see a ton of people realize, hey, Bitcoin's hitting all-time high. Hey, Bitcoin broke all-time high. And then they're going to start investing. So that's where I think we are going. With that said, let's stay on my screen. But let's go ahead and read some chat because I want to hear what you guys think about all of this.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Let me see. Is Shannon even working inside of this right now? We have one from K Smooth 300 saying, what's a realistic top for Bitcoin? Maybe 100K?
Realistic top for Bitcoin, 100K? Absolutely, guys. I think that $100,000 is very much in the cards sooner than you might think. I think $100,000 Bitcoin could be just a couple of months away if we do see that retail FOMO come in. Look, guys, it all hinges right now on the retail FOMO coming in. We built this market on institutional investors, but the institutional investors are getting their money from the retail. Okay, so retail is the key right here. Institutions are in whether we're above all-time high or not. They're sitting there saying, hey, let's pop some champagne corks. We're happy. Yay, we're going to make more money. Yeah. The retail is frothing at the mouth right now. There's a very big difference in the psychology there. So, yeah, I think we're going to hit 100K relatively soon, but it's all going to be dependent on, does the mainstream media pick up this news? Does this get swept under the rug because everybody wants to talk about supply chain and logistics issues? Or is this going to be the top headline worldwide? I think it is going to be the top headline worldwide, but it's all going to depend on that.
You know, speaking of all-time highs, this channel just hit an all-time high for views on a stream.
That's true. We've never had this many people watching. We have 6,700 people watching. Ooh.
But we only have 1.6K likes, which I still think at this point in the show is probably an all-time high, but I know we could probably get that like button up over 3,000 in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, we've gotten 2,000 before. Let's get up to, let's go for 3,000, guys.
The other thing is I'm very much assuming a lot of people viewing this is your first time ever watching Crypto Jebb. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Please consider hitting that subscribe button because although this show's a little different, we try every single day, Monday through Friday, to give you guys every viewpoint so that you can make the opinion for yourself. We don't want to tell you what to think. We want to help teach you how to think so that you have complete control over your money. So with that being said, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We have some more super chats, though, that we can get into. One from Roger Adcock saying, once Bitcoin passes all-time highs, once Bitcoin passes all-time highs, alts will look good again. We, the Cody community, would like an update video. Thank you. Smash the likes if you agree.
Yeah, so all-time high on Bitcoin is going to drive a lot of price action on Ethereum, and it's already doing it, by the way. Ethereum about, well, let's look here. 9:42 was the exact minute that we broke all-time high. And again, for everybody who's like, Jebb, you clicked off the screen. I am watching the price. If anything happens, I'm going to switch back over there. Don't worry, we're giving you live coverage here. But about, what was it, 15 minutes ago at this point, Ethereum was trading at 39.49. It has increased in value $50, 1.27% in the last 15 minutes. This is not an event that is local to Bitcoin. This is an event that is driving some of these other large cap cryptocurrencies like Ethereum in a big, big way. If you're in Ethereum right now, you should probably know that Ethereum is currently trying to breach its previous local high. If Bitcoin so much as stays above all-time high, Ethereum is almost certainly going to break above its previous local high, and Ethereum could be sitting at its all-time high in as little as a day. We could see a gigantic rally on Ethereum coming soon. And if that occurs, then all of you guys out there that are worried about Cardano and saying, man, Cardano's being boring, I want to see something happen on Cardano, you're going to be getting something happen to you as well. So know that Bitcoin's rally is going to distribute a lot of its gains elsewhere in the market as well.
Gotcha. We got one from Rocky Mountain Precision. Wow, that's a interesting name. I like it. Do you ever look at moon phase in relation to price action? I've heard it's very accurate.
Moon phase.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have not. I'm assuming he's talking about the actual like lunar calendar. I have not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that. I
don't know.
Let me see here. We got one from Julian Robbins, just wanting to say all-time high. Woo! Thank you so much, Julian.
All-time high.
Tiger King, T King on Uniswap. That's
Tiger King. That is so funny. We were
He
talking.
just wanted to donate, so
We were talking about Tiger King earlier. Carol Baskin definitely killed her husband. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that one. But
You just said the K word on YouTube,
I
bro.
don't think YouTube's gonna get mad at that.
Oh my gosh.
But guys,
YouTube, don't
so
ban us.
Bitcoin.
No, we keep going. We keep going. All right. Let's see. We have a couple just. Okay. No, the way it's typed is weird. We have one from the Average AF podcast.
Oh, we've had him
saying
donate before. Thank you,
ETH's
buddy.
about to hit 4,002. You just kind of referenced that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It actually just hit 4,000.
Now here's
this
is an example. I want you guys to know. I was completely wrong, and I'm completely fine with it because I have a larger Bitcoin holding than Ethereum. I thought that Ethereum would hit all-time highs before Bitcoin again, and look at Bitcoin go. You know, I'm proud of it.
Yeah, Bitcoin
Didn't think it would happen this
killing
fast.
it. Bitcoin is doing so good.
Colton Dunn said, watching the all-time high with you guys was a blast. I took enough profit out of my trading profile. Thank you so much, Colton, to get a steak dinner tonight immediately. Cheers, guys.
There
Let's
you
go.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome. This
Good
is my
job,
favorite period in crypto is whenever we're setting new all-time highs. This is always the fun part because this is when things start going absolutely crazy.
Yes. Let's see. We have one. This is the last one. I know we want to jump back in and just go look at the chart. And even though we aren't going to be able to get through everything we plan on doing today, let's still try to get some of it. Jonathan Santos said, hey, guys, check out Bean's book and OpenSea we just dropped. So I don't know if those are, I guess those are exchanges. Or
OpenSea is an NFT trading platform.
an NFT? Okay, so it says they just.
It's the biggest.
Oh, they just dropped
actually.
me. They just launched. Okay, I
There you
think
go.
that's not saying a bad
Boom
thing.
sauce.
Sweet.
Cool beans. Well, you know, it's funny. I'm going to have to retailer some of these questions that I had planned for you, Tim.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and ask you one of the questions that is still relevant. Right now, Tim, there is obviously a lot of FOMO in the market as Bitcoin has broken all-time high as of 19 minutes ago right now.
Yes.
How much FOMO are we seeing right now compared to what we're going to see in a month after we have seen everybody get so excited about this?
Well, I think part of it is we're not seeing as much as we will see because, as you just pointed out, a lot of people aren't sitting by their computer looking at TradingView. A lot of people aren't, even though we have a lot of people watching our channel today, a lot of people aren't sitting by YouTube watching to wait for the all-time high break, but they are going to see an article pop. They are going to see breaking news stories. They are going to see stuff happening on Twitter and all the different places on social media that say it's going to drive them. So I think within the next couple of hours is when we're going to see the peak of that. Something I am aware of, and I want to preface this by saying this is not me saying get out at all. This is saying hold. But just as Jebb said, do not be surprised if Bitcoin moves slightly down and slightly to the side. And here's why. Jebb, if you look at the one on Bitstamp, the chart we have there, there is a ascending wedge right there. And at the moment, I love what Bitcoin's doing because it's really testing that top. But we need to break above that top consistently and close some candles, namely at least the hourly, 4 hourly, and then work on getting the daily above that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that pressure of that resistance is going to move us to the side. And the reason I think that is also, I did some back analysis, some back historical analysis for those of you who went through CT2A. You guys will know what I'm talking about. Look at the past couple times that we have reached back to significant all-time highs, namely the time that we hit all-time high back in 2017, and then we retested it here in December of 20. We touched it, we broke a little bit through it, and then we came back down and we consolidated for a little bit before we took a massive 100% rally. Do I think we're going to see another 100% rally here in the next couple of weeks? I don't think so. But what I'm saying is don't be surprised if it moves down because we saw it happen when we retested 2017's all-time high. Same thing if you scroll all the way back to what our all-time high was, I believe, back in 2013, which I probably need to go to the weekly chart to even be able to see it well. I'll go to BLX, actually. It's the best place to do it. Jebb, if you want to go to BLX.
Yeah.
Back when we hit all-time high on the weekly chart in 2013, and then we retested it again on that run we made in 2017, we struggled. We broke through it a little bit, and then we came back down. And so this is a pattern I'm seeing in historical analysis is when we retest previous all-time highs, significant all-time highs, we hang there for a second, we correct a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, and then we resume with massive rallies. So what I'm saying is do not be surprised. Do not freak out when you see all the FOMOers getting in, but the price starts coming down.
Yep.
Don't FUD out and get out and say, oh, it's over. No, this is a normal thing we see happen throughout history. It's going to continue to head towards 100. It just might need to take a break for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great analogy that he's bringing up. Remember, guys, in the beginning of 2017, Bitcoin broke all-time high. Moved up about 10% above it, retraced for 3 weeks, and then it broke it again and broke to the upside 2,000%. So that's great what he just said. Make sure that if Bitcoin does have a small correction here, that you don't freak out. It is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's a healthy thing for the market, and we want to be excited for that. In fact, we actually just saw someone in chat, and I can't check this because you can obviously see my computer screen. I can't go jumping around to look for it, but they said that CNBC just started covering this. So if CNBC is covering this, then give it about 15 to 30 minutes.
Dude, wait.
And everybody who watches CNBC but doesn't watch Crypto YouTube, because we're the ones that are giving you the most up-to-date information, they're going to be jumping on their Coinbase, they're going to be jumping on their Robinhood, and they're going to be buying Bitcoin because they're going to FOMO, because I guarantee you CNBC, because I got nothing else to talk about right now, is going to be talking about, hey, the biggest ETF in history just launched. Hey, Bitcoin just broke all-time high. That is the most compelling news story on planet Earth right now.
No, what I would love to know, even Kelly, because you're listening in chat, what are the on-chain metrics saying? And anyone else, if you want to post a link telling us what it says, what are the on-chain metrics talking about with new wallets being formed right now? Because you're absolutely right. If CNBC is now covering this, I think the amount of new wallets that we formed within the next day, if not the next couple of days, is going to be pretty good. Here's the thing. While I'm expecting us to have a small correction, I would love for us to keep going up, because guess what? At the end of the day, I'll be wrong about the HODL trophy. I will take a L in the HODL trophy category if I stuff my pockets more. You know, if my Bitcoin portfolio continues to climb.
Yeah, and really quickly, guys, and Smay, I want you to talk here in just a second, but take a look at this, guys. Look at what we did when we broke all-time high on December 16, 2020. We rallied above all-time high. We rallied 15%, and then we traded sideways for a week. What was this week right here? What was this? Like, you notice Bitcoin broke $20,000. It had sat below it for 3 years. You would have thought, hey, Bitcoin would have moonshot, but there was this little pit stop right here. What was this? This was everybody and their mother getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that are not normally in crypto and that have been bored with it and then left at the end of 2017. That week right there is the week that all the people that got in during this rally and left during this correction and got in during this bull market and left during this bear market, that is the week that all of those people realized, wait a second, Bitcoin broke all-time high, and they came out of hibernation, and then a week after we broke all-time high, Bitcoin went on a 14-day run for $20,000. But it took a week for everybody to get back involved. I don't think it's going to take that long this time. We are running this market on fast forward right now compared to that previous market, but I think something similar is going to happen. We're going to have some sideways momentum, and we're probably going to trade between $65,000 and $70,000 for a few days, and then everybody's going to realize, oh my gosh, Bitcoin broke all-time high. Boom. Rally super fast, super far. That clap was probably really loud in their ears, was it?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Really? Okay, cool. We got good mics.
Anyways, what I was going to say, guys, if you guys are potentially now sitting here wondering, okay, what's the course of action here? Should I take profits or whatever? Honestly, where I'm sitting is, hey, just hold. Right?
Yeah.
Like, especially
even
so, like, let's look at the two scenarios. Say we just keep parabolically going up and we just set new all-time high after new all-time high, right? You're going to be happy you held. And also, say we correct here for a second, that's an opportunity to buy the dip and hold that, because the FOMO is eventually going to be powerful enough, especially if mainstream media starts to pick this up, that we're going to go even higher than the all-time high we just set. So really, guys, the best course of action is not take profits yet. Just hold.
Absolutely. Great.
I do want to just shout out real quick, because you didn't even leave a message, but Praxis Blockchain Technologies just donated $100. So we want to say thank you so much. He didn't even want to say anything, but wanted to make sure to shout him out.
Guys, if you were watching this channel for the first time, because I know there's a lot of you guys that just tuned in and said, hey, type into YouTube, Bitcoin hit all-time high, and that's what we're covering here. If you are new to our channel, I just want to give you a 30-second rundown of what we're about. I have been in cryptocurrency for 4 years. I grew up in a very weird situation, and like many of you guys, I got into crypto because I wanted to make a big difference in my life. I got into crypto on July 31st, 2017. I've been watching Bitcoin every single day since it was trading at $2,900. I remember the first time I bought Bitcoin and Litecoin. They were both trading below $5,000 on Bitcoin, below $45 on Litecoin. I have been in the cryptocurrency space for 4 years, working on this channel every single day for the better part of 3 years, and for the better part of 4 years, actually, going on 4 years here in like a month. I've been working here because I wanted to give myself financial freedom so that I could take care of my family, so that I could take care of my friends, so that I could give back to my community. That's why I do this. I don't do this for the sake of making a bunch of money. I do this because there are people that need to be taken care of. And that's what I stand for. We stand for certain core values. Integrity and humility are two of them that we try and bring you content with every single day. If you want financial freedom, it is our heart to do everything in our power to help you achieve that. We want you to be financially secure, financially free, not only from debt and not only from a lack of funds so that you can live your life, but also financially free from financial institutions that don't have your best interest at heart. Because that's what I stand for, Bitcoin is where I find myself. And if you want to learn more about Bitcoin and you want coverage that puts you first, subscribe to the channel. And if you ever decide, hey, this isn't for me, you can unsubscribe with one click. But if you think that we're providing you value, you can help to support us in that way. Let's read a couple more super chats here while we're watching the chart.
There's a link that just popped. I think
real quick, I just want to, in this historic moment that we are witnessing right now, I'd like to take a moment to thank some very special people. I'd like to thank our members, guys. First of all, I want to thank all of the members, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. But I have 3 special shout outs for today. Angel P, Bobo, the Crypto Hobo,
I love that
and
name.
Crypto Alchemist. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Because of you guys, we're able to sit here live and watch the price and be able to communicate with you guys and tell you how we feel. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you guys want to check out the membership program, there's a link below. Go check it out, guys.
You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your continued support.
All right, we got some super chats here from Nick P. He said, just want people to be aware, altcoins won't move hard when Bitcoin is going parabolic. Whilst the dog is barking, the others hide. Just facts.
Yes, that's a great point. That is a fantastic point. Let me show you really quickly.
I love the part where he says, whilst the dog is barking.
That's a great analogy. I actually really like that.
I just love the word whilst.
I love the word whilst also.
Yeah.
Whilst is fantastic. So take a look here at this. Bitcoin hit all-time high on December 17th, 2017. Hit all-time high, right? December 17th, 2017. Remember that date? I remember watching it live. I was in high school when I watched Bitcoin hit all-time high live. I was sitting in the common area outside of one of my classes when it hit all-time high. I think I was anyway. I remember that day. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I'm pretty sure I remember watching it while I was at school. But what we saw happen on Ethereum was very important. Ethereum actually hit its all-time high. When? On the same day? No. All-time high on Ethereum came on January 13th. It came almost a month later. What our super chatter here is saying, what was the name again? I'm terrible with names.
Let me see.
It's Mr.
I was
Wiles.
on that page. It's just Nick P.
Nick P. What Nick P is saying here is that Bitcoin runs and Bitcoin leads the charge and everything else follows. Ethereum hit all-time high a month later, and that tells us something. It tells us that when Bitcoin is running, everybody else get out of the way because market dominance is going to King Crypto, and Bitcoin is the king. Hands down, it's the emperor of cryptocurrency. You can talk about Ethereum being oil to Bitcoin's gold. You can talk about a flippening all you freaking want. When Bitcoin is running, watch out because you can't stop it, and there is nothing that is going to stop it right now. It may have a correction. It may have a retracement back down to 65,000 to reconfirm and retest that all-time high. That would actually be very healthy. But watch and learn because Bitcoin is going to run, and the altcoins are going to follow, but they are second right now to Bitcoin.
I want to read some of these as fast as possible because I want to make sure to try to shout out everyone that we can. Gabby TC just said, it's my first time seeing the chart live breaking all-time high, and I'm glad I'm watching it during your stream. It's been a great ride with you guys. Thank you so much, Gabby TC. It's been a great ride with you, too.
Yeah.
Lee Morrow said, thank you for being live during this all-time high. Absolutely. We would love to say we planned it, but this is just when we're live every morning.
It was good. We go live 9:30 Eastern every single morning, and it just so happened that Bitcoin broke all-time high 12 minutes into the stream, so there you go.
Here we go. We got some updates. John Meacham said CoinGecko keeps crashing due to the overcapacity.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure everything's crashing. Right now, there's some weird price action going on over here on Bitstamp. Like, take a look at this price action on Bitstamp versus Coinbase, Bitfinex and Coinbase. I don't use Bitstamp, but I look at their chart. I have a feeling something's going on over on Bitstamp. Can you guys tell us in chat, is Bitstamp having issues right now? Because it would not surprise me if it were. A lot of the exchanges struggle when they have this much of an influx of volume. And like I said, guys, the next 24 hours are going to be crucial. Bitcoin can very, very easily have a gigantic move to the upside here, but I do think it is going to have a little bit of a correction. And it's by correction, I don't mean a giant crash. I just mean maybe some sideways movement. But at some point in the short-term future, I think it is going to have this gigantor blast off, probably up towards $70,000.
Gotcha. We got one from Super Googly. Just want to say all-time high, brothers. So again, just people want to donate to the channel. XRPA11Y said Morgan Stanley not allowing customers to buy Bitto.
Yeah. They're not. Morgan Stanley is a gigantic scam of a company. Morgan Stanley. I'm sorry. I said Morgan Stanley. I meant JP Morgan. Morgan Stanley is not a gigantic scam of a company. Yeah. Morgan Stanley has vested interests in the traditional financial market, and they are concerned that Bitcoin is a threat to it. So
So even Taylor sitting here telling me it's the Bitto ETF, this new ETF. Our compliance department hasn't approved it for trading in clients' accounts, and then that's kind of disappointing.
Freaking Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter.
We had another one from Tiger King Coin saying Jebb and team work incredibly hard. Smash that button.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that.
We'll keep running through these. Jebb, tell me when you want to get back to anything else important.
Yeah.
We'll get through these. But JMK said, watching Fox Business right now. They have been talking about it for an hour. Bring the plebs.
Yeah, everybody is about to jump into Bitcoin and crypto right now, guys. Look, really, I have a bunch of notes over it. Like, literally, when we go live, just so you know, I have 5 pages of notes on this iPad. That's why you see this every single day. But right now, there is not a whole lot of point in reading all the technicals because it all comes down to one thing. We just saw Bitcoin break all-time high, and in fact, I'm getting some updates here from our research team. Bitcoin There's a headline over on MarketWatch. MarketWatch just posted about it. Bitcoin just hit a record high, trades above 66,000. So that's good. I can go back over here really quickly to the planning document. Looks like Forbes just posted something also. I'm getting this live from our researcher Kelly, who is in the chat right now. So shout out to Kelly. Go follow him at Kelly Kellum. Forbes just posted an article 14 minutes ago at the top of the hour, a minute after. Bitcoin hits first new record high in more than 6 months after historic fund debut. That is talking about the Bitcoin ETF that we saw launch. I've got some others here. Well, one thing I also want to talk about is this, the CBBI. We've talked about the CBBI before. It has literally perfectly called every single all-time high in history. We saw that it hit 100 right here when Bitcoin hit its previous all-time high in 2013. We also saw that it hit all-time high, that it hit 100 here when Bitcoin hit all-time high back at $20,000. The CBBI is a great indicator for giving us an idea of when Bitcoin has hit all-time high. It takes into account, I believe, 12 different metrics. It takes into account like the 51-49% ratio, Bitcoin search term, halving peak, pi cycle, 2-year moving average, MVRV score, Puel multiple, Rupel-Nupel charts. We've looked at all of these different individual charts before, but right now it's sitting at 62. So when we were sitting at 62 before, Bitcoin was sitting at $3,000. Like, Bitcoin was at $3,000 during the 2017 bull market when we were sitting at this same level. Bitcoin only got to 72 when Bitcoin was hitting at this all-time high, at previous all-time high. Bitcoin is not done with this rally, and the CBBI gives us a great indication of that. We saw a big first rally, which was 65K, but I am confident that we are going to see a 6-figure Bitcoin in the next 3 months, and frankly, with the fact that we broke all-time high a week earlier than I thought we were going to, we may even see it before then. Drop a 1 in chat if you think that Bitcoin is going to hit all-time high before the end of this year. I think that it is very, very likely. And by the way, guys, if you have not shared this stream, you absolutely should. I normally don't tell you to share the stream. Today, I am. Why? Because Bitcoin just hit all-time high. And if you think that other people can benefit from live coverage of this all-time high being set, then you should definitely consider sharing this stream with some of your friends. With that said, let's read a few more super chats.
Yeah, we got a couple more here. We got one from Corey saying, guys, been here since January. Hasn't always been fun, but these are the times we've been waiting for. Thank you guys so much for all you do. Also, Tim, please say my last name. All right, here we go. I mean, it looks like Right No War, but I'm sure if this is his actual last name, that can't be the correct pronunciation. I'm just going to go with Right No War.
Right
you know, we're going with
Spell it. I want to see this.
RIGHTNOWAR. Like, if you were to put spaces between them, it's Right No War.
Right No War. Right in a war.
Right in a war.
Right in a war. Guys, if you have not seen this stream before, one of my favorite segments in this entire stream is Tim trying to pronounce names, because he's the one that reads the super chats so that I can respond to them, and it's always pretty funny.
I don't feel as bad about that one. I feel like even if I'm wrong, which I probably am, I mean that
one seems like you should take it at face value.
Yeah.
Right in a war.
We have one from Tommy Lou saying, this all-time high for Bitcoin viewers and likes may just call for a Jebb rap. Let's get it. Have a great day, everyone. Maybe not today, but there is a Jebb rap.
No. It's on TikTok.
It's on TikTok. It's on our TikTok. Go follow us.
You want to go check it out? And it's also on our Instagram.
You can go. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is it up right now?
Yeah.
Well, they should go find it at CryptoJebb on Instagram and at CryptoJebb Official on TikTok. You can go find me, say, took a minute now, and you can go find me, do it over there. Give you a teaser. I'm sorry. I had to do it to you. I had to do it to you, because now you want to see the rest of it, and now you got to go follow our social. You see what I did there? That's what being a YouTuber is. I'm sorry.
Isaac Pender just said, I'm rich. We're all rich. And that's kind of the same as... Okay, here's another fun name, and I think he challenged me on this one before. David Mastro Giacomo. Sorry, I don't know why I said E. David Mastro Giacomo. One small step for Dave, one giant leap for Bitcoin kind.
I thought he was going to say one giant leap for Dave kind. I don't know who Dave is, but that would have been pretty funny.
That would have been funny. And the last one I see here, and I also want to apologize, guys. I am fully aware we probably are going to miss some of these.
There's so many super chats. We're trying.
We have a man designated to helping with the chat and getting the super chats, and I think he's even not able to get all of them. But I'm going to look back to make sure we try to not miss as many as possible. You kind of answered this one, but Crypto Alchemist said, what's your opinion on the fairly low rating of the CBBI? You kind of just talked about that here just a second ago.
Yeah, actually, the CBBI is sitting at 62. What does that mean? That means that Bitcoin has a lot more to go before it finally hits all-time high. That is going to be the end of this bull market. I think Bitcoin has a long way to go before that occurs.
Yeah, we just had another one come in for $99 from Nick. Sinus. I'm assuming Sinus. He said, "What happened to all the paid protesters in El Salvador?"
No comment.
They got to be real happy right now.
They must be very, very happy. Hopefully, the paid protesters got paid in Bitcoin. You know?
Yeah, they're just sitting there like, wow.
And by the way, just for my official stance on this, I have no idea if the protests are paid or not. It is not my place to comment on the politics of El Salvador, because I live in the United States of America. So I'm not making a comment on that. I just made a little joke.
Yeah, let's see right here. We have Corey again said 8 out of 10 on pronunciation. Right nower.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Right now.
I wasn't too far off.
Right now.
All right. Let me see here. We have Creative Archive with a K. Okay, Creative Archive. Found you on Around the Blockchain. Plan to purchase C2A when/if you add content. Does the purchase include the new content? So if we add, I don't know if we have plans to add anything here shortly, but anything that does get added there definitely comes with it. But there's a bunch of good stuff on CT2A. So Creative Archive, if you are looking for some great ways to learn how to do technical analysis, that's your king.
If you guys want to know the technical analysis that, frankly, I say this humbly, but I think we've been pretty accurate over the last 3 weeks or so doing this. We may have been wrong a little bit on timing on stuff, but for the most part, we've been pretty on point about our analysis. If you guys want to learn how to do the analysis that we're doing every single day here on the CryptoJebb YouTube channel, you can learn how to do all of it from our very own Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. You can find it with a link in the description box down below. We've got 40 videos and more than 40 videos and over 12 hours of high-quality educational content that is going to teach you everything that you need to know about technical analysis so that you can read these markets and not just be an observer. I want you guys being able to think for yourself, but the only way that you're going to be able to do that effectively is if you understand how to read the markets, and that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to teach you how to read the markets so that you can do that.
We have a comment here. So this is not a super chat. This is just a comment that
That's okay.
I'm not 100% certain what it is, but there's also a challenge for the name, and I figure people would get a kick out of this. Alim Bondwadia.
I see that.
Hey, Tim, are you aware about the layer spoofing? Are we being layer spoofed? So I don't know what layer spoofing is, but maybe Jebb has a comment on that one.
Nope.
But he just wanted to say good luck with my last name. Thought
that
it
was
would be
pretty
funny. Couple more super chats we have here. Matt C just said, this is a simple thank you to all of you for helping us achieve our financial freedom.
Anyway, that's what we're all about, man.
We love Matt C.
We love you, Matt C.
Winky Wonky Donkey said, I want to shake your hands. I want to shake your hands, hug your babies, and convince... No, okay. We'll leave the rest of that one.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the donation, though. You know,
let's go, Wiki Wonky Donkey. Let's go.
They might win name of the day, you know.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
No, that's the name of the week at least.
What in the hell?
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Again, I'm looking back to see if there's more, but that's all I have at this point. With
We thank
Super Chats.
all of our super chatters and all of our donations, guys. We appreciate you very much. We are watching Bitcoin live. At this point, we're literally just sitting here hanging out, enjoying you guys' company. The whole show. Look, guys, just so you know, when we go live here, there are 4 people that work on this show. There's about 7 hours of planning spread across those 4 people that goes into every single show. Literally about 2/3 of the show map, these like 5 pages of notes I have, are completely out the flipping window right now because Bitcoin broke out. So we're literally just hanging out. We're just hanging out down the street. Not the same old thing we did last week because last week Bitcoin hadn't broken out yet. Tell me where that's a reference from. I will donate to you if you tell me what that's a reference to. Does anybody in this room know what that's a reference to?
Say it again.
That 60s show?
60s? Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Wow, he's
that
off
60s
on that one.
show? You are so wrong.
Wait,
You
say
owe
the
me
line
money
again,
for that
because
one.
I used to watch that show.
What's it? Do you know the name?
Say the line again.
Hanging out down the street. Not
Oh
the
yeah,
same
that
old thing we
70s
did
show,
last
but that was
week.
the song.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
He said 60s.
That 60s show. Oh my goodness. By the way, Taylor, come here. Come on,
Taylor,
get on camera.
reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself. You've
Come
been
here.
hiding behind Smay for 3 days. Taylor is new to our staff. He is actually helping us with production and research. Because of all of your generous donations, he is one of the people that we are able to bring on and have help produce this show. Taylor, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here. I said 60 show because I've been thinking about the numbers 60 and 70 so much.
Yeah, because we're at 60K.
Couple hours, it's just
That's
been,
true.
Guys,
So that was
fair.
planned.
I can almost guarantee you now. I'm not going to say guarantee.
That should be a spoof. It's like, you don't have Red Foreman in that. You have like Willie Nelson or something in that. It's that 60 show. I have a feeling that'd be like a TikTok thing that'd be uploaded on Facebook and your mom would show you and like, look at this. This is really funny, son. I feel like that's what that would be.
No, guys, I think we're hitting 70K this week. I'm just going to say it. I'm just
Hello,
gonna say it.
Wisconsin.
That's my new
shall see.
prediction,
I
guys.
think we should
That'd be
say,
awesome.
hello, 70K.
My fear
Hello,
is if
70K.
we get all the way to 70, I'm afraid of what. So there needs to be a small form of like at least consolidation sideways. The higher you get, I think it's going to look a little steeper on the way down.
Well, the reason why I say that is because look how far we've just gotten without mainstream getting on board.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
We're
exactly.
about to now that we're seeing mainstream get on board, and this is how far we've already gotten. We're already at 66.
What I would be interested in seeing though is because when we've seen massive news stories break that affect the price, it's usually the first candle hour. So how far are we away?
We've closed a candle hour.
When did we? What was the time we officially hit all time high?
We officially hit all-time high on the minute chart at 9:42 this morning.
Let's give it let's see what happens over the next
We've been up here for 43
hour.
minutes.
We'll give it 2 hours. But when we had the Elon news break, when we had there's several times, I don't remember every single story, but several times you see a massive candle that's following the same hour that the news broke. So again, let's see what happens within the next little bit. We'll give it a whole nother hour just to catch up, but that's going to be the worst of this massive rally.
Yep.
Well, I think you got to take into consideration that it's going to take time for people to actually stumble across these articles that they're posting.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's
It's
people
gonna
that
take a
work
little while.
right now. There's people that are doing all kinds of
by
things.
the way, half the world's asleep right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yep.
those people are going to wake up and say, Bitcoin's above 66K. Buy. Look, guys, you have to understand this. Someone said, now I can afford rent here in Rhode Island. That's pretty funny.
Let's go.
So there you go. You're there. So the thing you have to realize, and we've said this 10 times, I'm going to say it on 11th because it's really important. It takes time for people to have the information of an all-time high breach disseminated amongst themselves. It is going to take time for people to realize that we've hit all-time high. We realize it because we go live 9:30 every single day. By the way, share the stream if you haven't already so that people know that we are breaking all-time high and they can get live coverage on this. Smash that like button if you haven't already. I think we're going to sit up here and we're going to kind of, just chill for like a day. And then everybody's going to get here and they're going to realize, oh my gosh, we just made history. I am going to buy the living hell out of this. And Bitcoin is going to moonshot. I think that we're going to be at $70,000 in the next couple of days. But I think Bitcoin is going to have a little bit of consolidation before that.
Well, let's read a couple more of these super chats. We'll wrap people up with letting them know what's happening with those predictions. We just had a super chat come in from Blindly Bullish saying you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. No, and then we'll go ahead and exit this stream. But Big Thug Police says Bitcoin is trending on Twitter right now.
I'm sure it is, yeah.
Let me see. I, the Beholder, said, feeling great today, guys. God bless, and may the pump be ever in your favor.
Let the pump be ever in your favor, my friend.
There we go.
May the pump be with you.
Voyager said, I found you looking for an all-time high stream, and so glad I found you. Y'all seem great.
Aw.
Man, that's awesome. I'm sure there's still a lot of people here. This is a little different. Again, we had a special occasion, but if you want daily, just looking at the charts and not giving you one point of view, but looking at everything that's happening and trying to come up with a conclusion to help you learn how to think for yourself, this is the show for you. So please consider hitting that subscribe button on top of hitting the like button, and please consider coming back day in and day out and supporting this. We have a membership page, so if you guys want to be on it,
join
I know
the
Snake talked
Jebb
about this earlier,
Yeah,
but if
Jebb
you want
Nights.
to be a part of this team, because we're really building a community here to support and encourage and grow together. If you want to be a part of that, go check that out. No pressure though. If you want to just keep coming and watching, go for it. We love having you here. I'm not going to read the name of this one, but thank you for the donation.
I just want to tease to go on that. As guys, if you're a member right now or you're considering the membership, just strap in your seatbelt, because we're gonna be releasing some really cool stuff for you members.
Cool stuff coming.
We have a lot of cool stuff coming. Yeah. So please, please, please hold tight. It's gonna be awesome, guys.
Yep, we've got some really awesome stuff coming.
Now, we had a super chat saying, WTH, so what the heck, thanks, guys. I followed you since June of 21. Very good GA and calming advice.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Look, guys, that's what we're trying to do. We want to be excited when the market's moving, but one of the big things that we stand for here at the channel is whenever things get scary, I have always made a video, before you leave Bitcoin, watch this video. Obviously, you're probably thinking, what do you mean leave Bitcoin? But there are plenty of times when Bitcoin was trading at 29,000 or when Bitcoin was trading at 6,000. People got scared and they were not confident in the future and they were freaked out. I have always wanted to be the place that you could come and feel safe about the future of crypto. I have always wanted to be that encouragement so that you guys can feel safe here in crypto and make some money. And if you feel discouraged and feel like, man, Bitcoin's not going to go anywhere, I want to be the person that you can turn to and say, okay, I'm not confident in Bitcoin, but what does this guy say? I want to be one of many voices that you're listening to, by the way. I think you should listen to other YouTubers. I think you should listen to other content creators. I am friends with most of the content creators here in cryptocurrency. I'm friends with BitBoy Crypto and Wendio and Tom Crown and all these other people. They're all good people, and you should listen to all of them. But I specifically want to be one of the people that you can come to and feel, okay, look, when Bitcoin's down, Jebb's got my back. When Bitcoin's up, I get to celebrate with him. And in between, I get to keep up with this market and I get to move on my journey towards financial freedom, because that's what I did, guys. I didn't come from much. I started with nothing. I started with negative nothing. Like, I started below nothing. I wish I had nothing. I would have traded for nothing. I had nothing. I started with nothing. And cryptocurrency has given me something, and I am so incredibly thankful and grateful to the people that came before me that I watched on YouTube, the YouTubers that I grew up here in cryptocurrency watching, and I am so incredibly thankful for that. With that said, I am not going to ramble anymore because we just broke all-time high again.
Well, I have a comment here, and I want to read. I know we said we were wrapping up with super chats, and we have one more super chat I want definitely to read. But Lane Hughes won, and this is a great question, and I think that what we can help him with will help a lot of people. Jebb, Tim, and Smay, this is a question for you all. Any advice for someone who's made some mistakes along the way in these recent dips, lost some money, and feels like they've missed on good entries?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yes.
you were the person I'm trying to talk to, so that's perfect. Here's what I will say to you. This is something Kelly, who is in chat, he's on our research team, was talking about this earlier. Who knows the name Willie Nelson? One of my favorite singers in history. Every single time that I go on a road trip, I have a tradition. I start the road trip by playing On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. I love Willie Nelson, right? His music's great. Willie Nelson toured for 25 years in dive bars and, behind the scenes doing nothing. And he had failure after failure after failure. Have you ever looked at a picture of Willie Nelson? Every picture of Willie Nelson is an old picture of them. Why is that? Because for 25 years, his best years, he was a no-name. Nobody knew who he was. He made failure after failure after failure. He seemed to be spinning his wheels doing nothing. But he kept at it, and he kept at it, and he kept at it. And now he's one of the legends of music from the latter half of the last century. And people like me, 40 years after the height of his career, still listen to his music. Why? Because when it got hard, he worked harder. When it got painful, he worked harder. When it got scary, he worked harder. So I want to encourage you in this. I have made so many bad trades. I have lost so much money in crypto, it's not even funny. I know people, I've luckily never done this, that have gotten liquidated or gotten stopped out and lost millions of dollars in one trade. Those are some of the best things that ever happened to those people. because the best lessons are not learned easy, they are learned hard. And so when you do lose out on a trade, or when you do miss out on a good entry price, there is a valuable lesson in that. Every single time there's something that you can learn. And I've learned so much more from the failures of myself and others than I ever have from my successes. I study when it gets hard and I celebrate when it gets good. It's good right now and we're celebrating. But when it's hard, I want to be the one to encourage you and tell you, hey, there's a great lesson in this.
The thing I'll add on to that, because that was, from a mindset perspective was great, but even from a more realistic and practical advice for you, I can't remember your name exactly, and I can't scroll up to see it. This is why we talk about the difference between your investing portfolio and your trading portfolio.
Yep.
You can play around with your trading portfolio, but do not play around with your investing portfolio, because what you just said, I'm in the same boat. I've missed tops, I've missed bottoms. I've literally set price marks to take profit that missed by like literally $50 on Bitcoin. I've done places to sell and take, to cut my losses, enter a trade and missed it by literally, there was one I missed by $10.
Yeah.
So it's going to be frustrating when you're trading. But what I always can lean back on is, I'm not making every wise move with my trading portfolio, but my investment portfolio is sitting there and it's taking all the rises and all the dips, but it's continuing to chug and chug and chug and chug. And then I'm learning more and more every single day, like Jebb just said, from my failures and my successes and other people's failures and other people's successes. That's what got me when you guys love hearing me say it, or some of you do, some of you hate it. When I say the composite man, the composite man, it's because I was getting frustrated with my trades, so I did more research on a thing called Wyckoff distribution, Wyckoff accumulation. Ultimately, it was a trading teaching by a man named Richard Wyckoff, where he talks about the composite man and how to think the way he thinks. So it's not a 100% perfect mindset, but if you can understand the way the composite man thinks, it's the idea of he's the whale. You can't fight the whale. But if you're a sucker fish who wants to survive, you might just go ahead and attach yourself to the whale, make moves that they make, and that'll be nice. But I still say, do not do that with your entire portfolio. Take a good chunk and say, this is my hodl money. This is my investment money. I'm not touching it. This little bit over here, let me see if I can turn a little bit into a lot with trading, and then I'll keep transitioning it.
My brother's in the chat. He said, Tim's beard is epic. Jebb wishes he could have a beard like that. That's funny. The person, Caleb, my brother who said that, is the one that introduced me to Tim. So he's right. I do wish I had a beard like Tim's.
Well, I want to read one more super chat. We have a lot, so I want to apologize to everyone who we did miss, because there's a lot of great ones. But we were just talking about Bob the other day. We hadn't seen Bob in a little minute, so we wanted to. I want to give Bob some love. He just said 88 is riding the Bitcoin rocket. I looked over. 88 right now is sitting at 219. So I mean that's up from, I think earlier today it was sitting at what, 211, 212?
211, 212, 215.
Somewhere in there. Maybe that was late last night that was like that, but good to see you, Bob. Unless we have anything else, I want to make sure you guys know again, thank you so much for joining us today. Please join us again. Consider joining us daily, every single morning, Monday through Friday. We are here 9:30 to 10:30. We ran a little long today, but past that, we're also on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're actually, I think right now, Smay, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff on those platforms.
Yeah. We're looking to do more video content on those platforms.
As Jebb said earlier, we do have a course for anyone who's new and is like, wow, I really love this charting stuff. We have a course called CT2A that you can learn how to effectively do this for yourself. So I would heavily recommend that. We really love, one of the key indicators that we love using that helps people really get in and see things work is Lux Algo. So you can also consider, there's links for that in our description.
We have a 20% off coupon code down below with the coupon code Jebb, J-E-B-B. That is this indicator you can see on my screen right now.
Boom. So that is all I have, Jebb. I'm going to give it back to you, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed today's stream, consider hitting that like button. And also, if you want to tune in every single day so you can learn more about Tim's beard, and as somebody said in chat, the weirdo holding the trophy behind Tim, that is our producer, Smay, by the way. He's not a weirdo. I mean, he's a affectionately lovable kind of weirdo. I'm a weirdo.
Okay,
I'll take it. We're all weirdos. We're all weirdos. If you want to learn more about technical analysis and tune in to a community that, frankly, I am so incredibly thankful that I am a part of, and that a lot of you guys also are, subscribe to the channel. That's all I got for you today, guys. We are going to be posting a lot of content today on all of our platforms, so don't worry. We're ending this stream, but we are going to keep you posted all throughout the day on what Bitcoin is doing. That's all I got for you today, guys. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.